please. I don't want to see the despair in other people's eyes. Don't want to focus on anyone else's problems. The bathroom is empty, thankfully, and just as dirty as I imagined it would be. I squat over the toilet, trying my best not to touch the seat. The pressure in my bladder is agonizing. I'd started to think I was going to have to pee on the side of the road. A sigh of relief whooshes out of me when I've finally relieved myself. I pull up my skinny jeans and head out to wash my hands. The mirror hanging above the sink is cracked and filmy. I can't make anything out other than my tangled blonde hair. I work my fingers through the knots and look away from the mirror. Doesn't matter how I look. There won't be anyone to impress on this trip. I wash my hands and shake them dry before heading back out into the diner. No way am I eating here. It would be a waste of time. Plus, I have no desire to sit and breathe in this grease-filled air. But coffee is a must. I want to make it at least another 4 hours before pulling over for the night. A woman in her 50s stands behind the register. She wears the same uniform as the other waitresses, orange dress with short sleeves and an apron that probably used to be white. The entire thing is now splattered with food and grease, old and worn, just like she is. Her hair is short and jet black, the kind of color that only comes from a bottle, and the creases on her face are so deep they're probably just as full of grease as the walls of the diner. Her arms cross over her chest and she shakes her head, frowning at the man in front of her. "Please, I'm begging you. I was on a business trip when this all started. I've been stranded for weeks trying to get home to my family. I've spent every last penny I had on my physical and a car. I'm starving." His voice is desperate, begging. Same story, different person. "No credit," the woman says. She won't budge. Why would she? People like her are making a killing off travelers. A few weeks ago, she probably barely made enough money to live on. And now, well, if this all blows over, she'll be comfortable. The man pleads for a bit longer, and I shift from foot to foot, waiting for him to get the point. I should have some sympathy for him. I should. But if I felt bad for every person I passed who was desperate and running out of time, if I did that, I wouldn't be able to keep going. I'd sit down on the floor right here in the middle of this diner and never move again. The television mounted on the wall catches my eye, and I tune the man out. It's an old tube TV, and the reception is awful, but the news is on. Maybe there will be an update on the virus. Travelers are advised to display their papers at all times and to keep to approved routes. Anyone who is found traveling on closed highways or without papers will be arrested immediately and held until martial law has been lifted. In local news, police are still on the lookout for 2 men responsible for robbing several convenience stores in the St. Louis area. They are described as 2 white males in their mid to late 20s and were last seen traveling in a dark blue SUV. They are considered armed and dangerous. "That's it," the woman at the counter says, making me jump. She nods to the armed man at the door, then turns to me. I guess she finally got tired of listening to the desperate man. "What can I get you?" Her gaze holds mine. Both of us avoid looking at the man as he's dragged from the diner. Neither one of us bats an eye when he screams for mercy, begs for help. My throat constricts, burning a little at his cries, but I can't give in. "Coffee," I say, "to go." She nods and turns away, not even bothering to ask me if I have cash. She shouldn't have to. Not with the giant sign over the register that says cash only, and not after this screaming man was ripped from the building. I lean against the counter and close my eyes for a second. My shoulders slump and my limbs feel weighed down.